You can unmute yourself. I have kept the unmute option.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Happy Ekadasi. Hare Krishna. Hare
Happy
Krishna.
Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, anyone at least remembers what chapter today? What chapter?
Of course.
11 chapter.
11.
What is the name of the chapter?
Universal form.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So before I start with Mangalacharan, I always like to set the mood, right? So we've all decided we will do this journey together. So the first 2-3 chapters, I think I didn't take for you all, but I always tell them, the first chapter, please make sure that you are actually in the battlefield. Only then when Arjuna withdraws, right? If you're in the battlefield, and imagine if Arjuna is withdrawing from the battle, from the fight, you will feel the tension. If we are sitting in the house and watching via Zoom, we will feel, oh wow, what Arjuna did is awesome. That's the right way of doing. But put yourself in the actual position or in the shoes, right? So that was the first mood, right? And then, as progress, our moods were changing. So today, for a change, I'm going to tell you all to go into the theater, right? So till now we had this theory class. Theory class in the sense we were always talking about Arjuna's mood, his question answer session. So first 6 chapters, we were speaking about karma, all theory part of it. Even the second half, which is 7, 8 and 9th chapter and the 10th inclusive, we spoke a lot of theory, right? So Krishna gave a lot of theory class for us about his opulence and everything. So today is a practical session and we are going to watch a movie. So let's all be tuned and just go directly into the movie theater and just sit and imagine you are able to see everything. So if you start relating every bit of it as if you are having a visual effect, okay, only then you'll be able to perceive. Even if we play a movie which is a 7D, which is a current highest dimension, right? That's what I think. We can maximum capture that, right? And some of us may not have seen the 7D also. We'd have gone till 3D, 4D or 5D. So now this is MD, which means multiple dimension, right? So it's not yet created. So I created my own jargon. So I don't know if there is something called MD. So I'll keep it as MD. And that's the angle which you should think. I know it's going to be difficult because we don't know, but we'll try and relate it close to 7D. Okay. So get your mood there. Imagine we are all in the theater and ready to watch a multi-dimensional movie because today it's a visual effect, right? So you have to feel, and if any of you all are used to reading storybook, I'm not, but all those who, they say that the characters really play part, and the way the characters play part is more significant than a picture, because in a movie, the character is going to play as per the wish of the director, whereas for us, right, for the person who's a book reader, the characters take the form of what they have in their mind. So here you don't take the form of what's in your mind, but we'll try and see that whatever Krishna is trying to tell. So can we take those multi-dimension? Yeah. So all ready? So let's start our journey. And before that, let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swatadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Ramja Kanta Manastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanusute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Tademo Namo Namaha. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadika
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Happy
Hare
Ekadasi.
Krishna.
Yes. Happy Ekadasi. Yeah. So universal form. How many of you all want to see the universal form?
No, we don't want.
You don't want to see? Or at least one time we'll see, no?
No need.
No need.
Just imagine when you say it.
I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see.
We
I
want
want
to
to
see.
see, ma'am.
Even I want to
I
see.
want to see.
Let's-
And I want
Yeah,
to see.
so thank you so much. So I've got some people on my side. So let's all watch together. And for those who don't want to see also, you don't have a choice. You have to watch with us. Hare Krishna. So this is like the horror movie also. No, sometimes you don't want to do it, but you still have to do it because rest of the crowd is already in it. Right? So that's the situation. I'm muting everyone, so you can unmute yourself, and whoever wants to read. Okay, Sonal, you can definitely read. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So universal form. So this is the chapter, and we are in chapter 11, and let's pay our obeisances to Shishi Radha Govinda. So just a quick recap on the 10th chapter. So 10.1 to 7, Krishna's position as the origin of everything. Krishna speaks, right? So he is talking that he is the beginning, Adi, right? So he is talking a lot of theory over there. And so between 1 and 7, he talks about, it's all Shrunu, right? So that means we were hearing 10th chapter, and we'll see how the 11th shifts. 10.8 to 11 is the Chatur Shloka, which means the entire Bhagavad-Gita 18th chapter is summarized in this 4 verses, where 10.8 talks about the Sambandha, and with whom? Sambandha with whom? With our neighbor?
Krishna.
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 The supreme
Krishna, right?
personality of God.
10.8 talks about Sambandha, and 10.9 talks about
10.9.
talks about Abhinaya. With whom? What does it mean? What does 10.9 mean? You tell me, then I'll tell what it is. It talks about the process, right? It talks about how we achieve, what is the purpose, and all that is taken care in 9. And 10.10 talks about the goal. And 10.11, Krishna is going to give the Deepa, right? He's going to light the lamp to remove the ignorance, right? So basically 10.8 to 11 is the purpose of entire Bhagavad Gita. It's Bhakti summarized, right? Because ultimately the entire purpose of us being here or trying to read Bhagavad Gita is to surrender to Krishna. That's it. So, so this is the whole thing which is summarized very quickly. And between 10.12 to 42, what happened is Arjuna's acceptance and his request, right? What did the Arjuna accept finally? And what is his request? So these are the things which we saw. So Arjuna accepted that Krishna is the supreme person. That's why he started singing, right? Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. And after that, he also gives a testimony, right? Everybody, Asito, Vyasa, everyone, all of them are supporting. And now Swayam Bhavishmi, you yourself also supported. Therefore, Krishna, you are the best. So this is over, right? So that means 10.42 itself, Krishna is convinced and he offers prayers, right? So with this, he knows, okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Then why does 11th chapter come? And what is this link? So the last one starts off with the end of the chapter 10. Krishna concludes, right? He says, with a single fragment of myself, I prevail and support the entire universe. That is the 10.42. Now, 11th chapter has 55 verses. The longest, okay, tell me which is the longest verse in Bhagavad Gita. Longest verse in the number of verses. Sorry?
Chapter
18.
Chapter 18.
Beautiful. 18 has how many verses?
78.
72.
Perfect. Second longest.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, 72.
Superb. Third longest. what we are seeing now?
Chapter 11.
Thank
Chapter
you.
11:55.
Superb. Thank you so much. Chapter 11:55 verses. So now little rewind, 10th chapter, 10.42, which is the last work. He says that. So he says, with a single fragment, little bit, I can do this. So just relate this to your friend, right? Let's assume that your best friend tells that, hey, I don't need all this. Even with a small, if I do this, I will have entire army before me. Or if he says that, entirely, if I do this, everything. So what you do, hey, then do this and show, no? We will be very curious, right? Not because you doubt your friend, but because you want to see that, what is the thing which can happen, right? Because we can't do that. So it's basically, one side, a mixed feeling of excitement and anxiety. Anxiety means very healthy anxiety. So Arjuna is now very curious. Oh my God, okay, our friend is so powerful. So immediately Arjuna says, okay, I want to see this form, right? So he becomes very much interested. Even though Krishna is driving, right? He is a charioteer. He pervades and supports the entire universe. So what happens is he wants to see how he pervades the Vishnu form, right? And the universal form is not just the Vishnu form, it's the VISVARÜPA form, right? So he will first right now be interested in the VISVARÜPA form. Vishnu form also is not his focus at this point in time. So right now, you always want to see the best of power. Right, so he's saying, okay, show me the ultimate best of power, the VISVARÜPA, because you're saying everything emanates from you and everything, all this material creation is there. Now, theory he has had since the 7th chapter, because in 7.4, Krishna very clearly says that I am the material energy, right? I am the apara. And 7.5, he says that I am the spiritual energy. So spiritual abode is also mine. So these two are told by him in the 7th chapter. In the 8th chapter, he says everything, in the 8th chapter also he says, right, bhakti is the way you can come to my spiritual abode. So, okay, fine. So that is fine. So that is one part of it. Now, again, in the 9th chapter, Krishna again tells that, we saw so many references throughout the chapter where he talks about material energy and the link between material and the spiritual energy and how entire cosmic manifestation means material energy emanates. Now, 10, he says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhupada. Oh my God, you are the one who pervade everything. All so much of theory, 4 session. Now Arjuna wants to say, okay, show me Krishna, show me how, reveal. So there's a difference between imagining and revealing. So what is the difference between imagining and revealing? Can someone tell me? English word. Hare Krishna, what is the difference between imagining and revealing?
I'm imagining this just like, thinking of something, revealing, you already know that the particular thing you have to reveal it, that's it, showing it.
Correct. So basically, yeah, so the language used here is revealed, not imagined, because tomorrow nobody should tell that Arjuna imagined. So here Krishna reveals his form, right? And so he's asking Krishna to reveal his universal form. So we'll see how he's not asking, he is requesting. So let's see the tone. So between 11.1 to 8, Arjuna request, it's a request, right? He doesn't order. And Krishna's description of his universal form. Whatever you told, your theory class, show me the visuals. 11.9 to 31, Sanjaya's description of the universal form. Sanjaya describes this because he sees, and now he starts describing the form. And 32 to 34, time I am, right, become my instrument. So he's talking about not just the the VISVARÜPA, but he's also talking about the Kala Rupa of Krishna. The subtle difference we'll see. Between 11.35 to 46, Arjuna's prayers, right? So Arjuna again prays. Why he prays, we'll see. 11.47 to 55, only pure devotees can see Krishna, right? Only pure devotees will be able to see Krishna's, what did it say? Two-arm form, right? So only pure devotees will be able to see the two-handed form. So all this he is telling. So the 11th chapter, we are going to get into the first 4 verses, which means Arjuna requests Krishna to show him that all-pervading form, which he spoke in chapter 10. So 10, we've seen everything. He wants to see this. And so that's the first session. And also 5 and 8, Krishna is again describing in universal form before showing it. And then he gives them divine eyes, necessary. So why does he need divine eye? Why does he need, it's also called the celestial eye. It's also because of the fact that the Vishnu Rupa, which you should all understand, is a temporary form. It's a material form. It is actually definitely transcendental, but it is material. Why? Because it's Krishna's form and it is very temporary. This form is not existing in the spiritual world. Have this point very clear. Okay. Only then it will get into your head. So please be clear. This is not the permanent form. You do not see this form in Goloka, Vrindavan, nor Vaikuntha. Right? So we already studied last time that people who worship Vishnu Rupa, right? We had 4 kind of, okay, quick revision, 7th chapter. Who are the 4 kind of devotees?
Artha, Jigyasu, Artharthi, Jnani.
Perfect. What are the another 4 kind of miscreants?
Radhama, Muda,
Naradma,
Virta, and
Naradma,
Asurim.
Asura.
Asuram Bhava, Ashritaya. Yeah, perfect. So these are the 4 miscreants. Besides this 4 and 4, 2 extreme, there is someone in between. Okay, so in that between, what are the 3 categories? No need the Sanskrit term, you can tell in English.
the impersonalist,
Okay, not even impersonalist, someone who thinks
worships
That's
himself
the
as
first
the
sorry? Correct. And second one is a thing he mentally concocts, and the third category is the believer of Vishvarupa and praise Vishvarupa. Of the 3 category, all 3 are worse, but someone who prays Vishvarupa is better than the 3. So it is better than the worst. So it's still not recommended. So that is what is happening here. I want to set the mood because the excitement of seeing the Vishvarupa will make you feel that, wow, this is great. So can I worship? So the base is not there because the second half will come only tomorrow. So I'm just saying that please don't miss today, tomorrow, because this will actually tell us his powers and his link to which is the greatest, right? So we are going to go, why does Arjuna, now this divine eyes has 2 characters. First quality is obviously to see multi-dimensional. It is not just one dimension, it's like 360-degree view, and we have eyes only till here we can see. So for that reason, 1. Second is some of them also call this as not a additional eye, but it's like demotion of the existing eye, because Arjuna is able to see his 2-handed form, and we will see why it is also towards the end of the chapter. Right? So now let's start off, and I hope you all can take turns and read the English part, and I'll start the sloka. Hare Krishna. Hey, where is my darling junior? She's there. Junior.
Radhika ma'am, I think she's not come. Manasvi,
Yeah,
are you
come.
there? No. But
No,
Uma
she's-
Mataji is there if you wish her to recite.
No. I'm okay in reading, but if she wants to chant, she can. But I'll go ahead chanting.
Can I chant Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
Can I, Mataji?
Uma Mataji chants, Radhika ma'am.
No problem. Please go ahead. No problem.
Okay. Thank you. First one, na? First one.
Yes.
Okay. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Arjuna Uvacha. Madanugrahaya Param. Guhyam Adhyatma Sankitam. Yatva Yuktam Vachastena. Moho Yam Vigato Mama.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes,
Can I,
please.
Mataji?
Yeah, please take. Yes, Prabhu.
Arjuna
Hare
said,
Krishna, Mataji.
I've heard your instruction on confidential spiritual matters which you have so kindly delivered unto me, and my illusion is now dispelled. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhu, the next one you can read.
Yeah.
So Arjuna said, yeah, I have heard your instruction on confidential spiritual matters. He's saying that I have heard your instruction, right? And you have whatever you told, no, I have taken your instruction. Now my illusion is now dispelled. So what is the illusion Arjuna is having? What is this confusion? But I agree you're silent, but tomorrow you should not be silent. So today I will tell you the answer. His illusion is currently, he's always feeling, which is also there, but he feels that Krishna is human and Krishna is his friend, relative, cousin, right? That's what is in his mind. So he says that, okay, after you told me, after your oral itself, I am now clear that my illusion is dispelled. So he says this. So he says that, Mat anugrahaya paramam. So you're the ultimate, Guyam, the secret, right? So he's telling all this, I am completely removed. So by hearing about Krishna, this most confidential knowledge, which we saw, right? His illusion gets dispelled and Krishna's supremacy is completely revealed, right? And what happened in chapter 11, there are still, Krishna has to reveal because of specific reasons, right? So what we will see. And prior to that, what happens is, how is illusion is dispelled? Because Arjuna recognizes that by the power of Krishna's grace, he says that it is dispelled. And why so? Because he assumes that he is not just a friend and a human being. That has been his illusion. So basically, he always thought him as a friend. And he also thought, okay, he's a human being, like born in a Rishi family, Rishi dynasty. And so he's just another person, right? So therefore, this is his illusion. That is what has been sticking in his head. Now he clearly says that's totally gone. And he very clearly says that he is a cause of all causes, and Mahavishnu is also is the expansion who has come on earth, in the sense for creation of these material manifestation, cosmic manifestation. So he clearly says that Mahavishnu is another role player for creating various cosmic manifestation, right? So these are, and he's the cause of everything. He's the cause of all his, plenary portions, expansions, demigods, living entities, material nature, everything, Prakriti, everything. He is the cause. We already saw his 6 incarnations, right, in last class. So in spite of that, why Arjuna is still asking, right? He's so convinced, but then why is he going to ask? We're going to see that, right? The purposes as to why we already saw, but now we're going to see in length. So 11.2, Prabhu, you can read this.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, as realized through your inexhaustible glories. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much. Padma Patra, right? So Padma Patra, Padma, so Netra, everything talks about lotus eyes. So it doesn't mean that he's telling your eyes are all on lotus. He's telling you're so beautiful. So it's like a synonym, right? So if you he describes the eye, this is not just told here, it is told in Brahma Samhita, even in Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? He is telling very clearly, right? Netraya, Padma Netraya. So everywhere he tells that, you have beautiful lotus eye, which means he is going on, appreciating Krishna, that he's got such beautiful eyes, and he will still go on. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh greatest of all personalities, oh supreme form, do I see here before me your actual position? I yet wish to see how you have enter into his cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare
Krishna Prabhu. So he says, I want to see that form of yours, how you entered cosmic manifestation. Right. So this becomes our curiosity, right? Somewhere, our close people are very powerful. We say, hey, you're very sweet. I would like to come and have a look at you in your office also. Huh? You're so good, but I just want to see, your power symbol, how you're doing. We want to relish that, right? So so likewise, he's also asking. And then he's also requesting in the next verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, oh my Lord oh Master of mystic power, and kindly show me that universal self. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhu. So nice, right? So he's placing the request. He doesn't say, hey, Krishna, show me the universal form. No. Can you see? It's a request. So many times, I come across people who say, why Krishna is not showing me? Why can't God come before me? At least one time, at least he can come. Na? He's not our order carrier. Right? So he's not an order carrier. We are, first of all, we don't have the tone of requesting. So can you see the mood? The whole Bhagavad-Gita, Arjuna's character is for us to follow in the path of Arjuna and to set our mood. So look at Arjuna's mood, even though he's so close, right? He is placing a request, right? So kindly show me the universal self. So what do you think? Krishna will show or he will not show?
Krishna will show.
So Arjuna is very lucky, no?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Arjuna is very lucky to see Krishna in any form. And are we lucky, yes or no?
We are also lucky, Mataji.
We are also lucky. That was very nice.
Yes, Mataji.
Because through Arjuna, the parampara of disciplinic succession has been set.
Thank you so much. Not only through Arjuna, this is going to be a question. So it's not only through Arjuna is the parampara said, because of Arjuna, we were able to read Bhagavad-Gita, and Bhagavad-Gita came in the place and we are able to read Bhagavad-Gita, and therefore we are very lucky as Arjuna, because we are also able to see this, right? We won't be able to feel or experience this had we not got the chance of reading Bhagavad-Gita, right? This is a beautiful thing, because if you see any other book other than Bhagavad-Gita, including Bible or Quran, it does not have a description of God. Everywhere they say God is great. How great? Right? We always like to address this how, because when we know how, it is important. Also, one more thing is, This is mainly for people like us who are neophytes, because for exalted devotees, they don't care. If Krishna has 10 forms or 10 heads, they don't care because they are in the prema bhakti stage. Initial stage, what we want is, the power symbol. We may tell 100 times that no, I am also in love with Krishna. Krishna is mine, but what will attract us? The very first thing is power. We may deny power in the sense I'm talking about all opulences, right? What are the 6 opulence Krishna has got?
Knowledge, wealth,
Knowledge,
fame,
Riches,
beauty,
lust,
renunciation.
riches,
Forgot one.
riches,
Beauty,
material wealth.
fame.
All
it is
fame, all
it is a
riches,
Krishna.
all
It's a
wealth,
Krishna
all
itself.
knowledge, all beauty, all renunciation. Okay, no all lust.
Oh.
No lust. Okay, that's one thing which he does not have, only we have. He does everything right for us. And the only Krishna's desire is that we should go to him. That's all. Other than that, he does not have. He is nirguna, he is above the mood. So he is not bound by lust. So coming back to Krishna, but we neophyte want to see how powerful he is. Right? So Arjuna is a very exalted soul, but still he wants us to see. And that's why he's telling, show me this. Because we need to have this. Only when we see power, right, you will get attracted. You will tell no. But this is a classic example. When a girl, they see alliance for the boy, the first thing they will see is opulences, right? Then they will see whether the guy is good or not. Fine. Will the girl immediately see, oh, the name is X. Oh, I fall in love with X. Not going to happen. So it's the opulence which attracts the person. Same with, likewise, with the man. May not be money, but something else like her beauty, her position, or her profile attracts. So it's only the opulence which attracts the person to another person. But once you know the person, after 20 years, right, none of the opulence may be with the person. Right? The guy would have married the girl because she was more beautiful, and after 20 years, she would be looking like his mother. But still, he continues to like her more than his mother, only because of the fact that he has fallen completely in love. The prema starts dominating, right? So this is also very similar. So when you start, you need to know the opulence. So that's why Krishna is showing his opulences, so that at least that way people start falling in track and believing I'm God and come on track, right? So that's the preview he is giving. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Yes. So Arjuna, now very nicely, why Arjuna is asking for the universal form. Somewhere we'll have a doubt. No, Arjuna is like that. So he's telling, one is yes, personal concern. Can anyone? Okay, we have not done this, so I will tell. So to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he wants to establish that Krishna is, is divine, is God, right? So tomorrow if someone comes and says, tomorrow if Reddy Garu tells, no, I'm also God, we can tell him, no problem, Reddy Garu, we will believe, please give Shastric reference to, please show VISVARÜPA. So that is the reason he's saying. Second one is to convince others, okay, he does not have any personal desire, but completely he's satisfied, right? That's why he comes with that. But he wants to convince others. Some of us will always have a doubt. So for that reason. And the third one is, he wants to avoid imposters. He doesn't want tomorrow somebody like someone to come and tell that I am God, right? So he wants to rule out that. And both are discussed in 11.3. And also he wants to substantiate Krishna's statement that I am not just theory, but I am also, you can actually see. Because many people will tell, Krishna never showed, he only spoke, or Krishna silently took Arjuna and showed. So he wants to tell. Now I have one question to y'all. How many times Krishna showed VISVARÜPA in the entire Mahabharata? Not Bhagavad-Gita, Mahabharata.
One time?
Twice. Two times.
One time?
One time? Two times?
No, he
One time,
shows
ma'am.
Twice.
two times.
Thrice.
Once,
Three
times.
One to his mother.
No, he shows it thrice, Mataji. One, when he, takes off Shishupal's head. Number one. Second in Bhagavad-Gita, and third time to Duryodhan.
Okay. No, I'm just listening to you.
Okay.
Number maximum is 3, or do we have more roads?
I have knowledge of
Three times.
3 is maximum, no more numbers.
yes.
Anyone
Mataji.
want to vote about 3?
3 times.
Okay, 3. Okay, and the answer is not 3, the answer is 5 times. So Krishna shows his Rupa 5 times, and it is not during Shishupal. Shishupal time, he is Sudarshan Chakra comes, he doesn't show VISVARÜPA. So basically 5 times he shows. First time when he is yawning, right? When Yashoda Ma's lap, he shows. That is first time. And second time, is when everybody complains, right, that he's eaten mud. That he opens the mouth because and to cover the mud inside his mouth, he shows Vishvarupa. The third time he shows the Vishvarupa is of what you said is right, Duryodhan. And please pay attention, during that time, everybody saw specifically even Duryodhana and his father. What's the father of Duryodhana? What's his name? Dhritarashtra. Even though he is blind, he did have a look of the Vishvarupa. After seeing the Vishvarupa, he said, no need, I will be blind. Okay, so that is the, that's the third time. Fourth time to Arjuna. Fifth time is after the war. Can someone guess?
Karna.
After the war, where is Karna? Karna is dead.
Vidura, I think. Vidura?
To Bhishma.
Bhishma.
No.
Barbaric.
Gandhari.
No.
Barbaric.
No, see, barbaric and others saw.
To
I'm not asking that.
Parikshit.
Yudhishthir Maharaj.
Parikshit.
Sanjay also
Actually,
was
he didn't show his
granted.
Vishwarupa. He showed his Vishnu Rupa, not Vishwarupa.
Sanjay
Vishnu Rupa
also
is
was
different.
granted
Vishnu Rupa is different.
divine
Vishnu
eyes,
Rupa is
Mataji.
four-handed. Sorry?
Sanjay was also granted divine eyes. Does that count as well?
I told you just now, not only Sanjaya, many people saw. Not only Arjuna, not only Sanjaya, even the Devata saw Vishwarupa. But that was during the same time. I'm talking about different timelines, if I'll make it clear. I'm not asking how many people saw. Many saw, but I'm telling how many times he showed. And to bring that point is a very beautiful point. So Krishna, when he showed, many devatas saw. Why? Because tomorrow we should not go and tell, no, Hare, he is showing Arjuna, you people are telling, but maybe Arjuna was sleeping in the chariot. Of course, it's not possible to sleep in a chariot when there is a war. But there are some very intelligent people like us who will come and tell, no, maybe Arjuna was dreaming. So he is trying to rule out by telling, forget all this, it's not a dream, because even devatas saw. So that is the reason. So many people saw. My question is not that. How many times? So 4 times you told. 5th time?
To one sage who had asked for Chanramrit.
To a sage? Who?
To a sage who had asked for Chanramrit after the battle.
Perfect. You're close. What is the name of that? Sage?
Don't remember.
Uttanga is a saint. It's very perfect. Thank you so much, Mataji, for saying. Who said that? Did I miss? Chitra? No. Hare Krishna. So what happened is this particular saint comes and tells Krishna, Krishna, you would have stopped the war. There's no need for you to have killed all this. This is terrible. You know, you should have really done a proper whatever. And because of all this, I'm going to curse you. Right? And Krishna says, do you know whom you are going to curse? Because your curse is not going to be valid. He says, who are you? Show me who you are. And that time he shows Vishwarupa. So that's a 5 time. However, what he says is this particular form which I'm going to show you, I have not showed anyone before. Now, why is it conflicting? And I'm bringing this up because nobody has ever seen and nobody will ever see. He says this, right? And why does he say? Because this is a complete, whatever he showed everybody is a trailer. To Yashodama, he showed a teaser. To Duryodhana, he showed a teaser. Only here, he showed a complete version of his Vishwarupa. Right, a multi-dimensional effect of Vishwarupa. Durvasa didn't see. So therefore, this is the story of Krishna, and 5 times, whereas Arjuna, and whoever saw along with him had a complete full view, you know, multi-dimensional view, MD view. Arjuna pleads and does not order to see Krishna's form.
Mataji, what is the name of the sage?
I just told you. No, not Durvasa. I just told you. Uttanga.
Uttanga.
Hare Krishna. Uttanga is the name of the sage. Sage is not very important, but why I'm telling is because it will come into the, it will come into a conversation somewhere. You know, he will tell, so for all that. Qualification.
What was Mataji? Like you said, how did he show?
No, he showed after the war, he showed just like how he showed, but it's just a smaller version. No? Even to Yashodama, he just showed 1 second. No, it's not like the way she showed for Arjuna. Hare Krishna. So, qualification to see the Lord's form only by revelation. So, therefore, he has to reveal by mercy. Krishna has to wish. If he wishes, not only Arjuna, even we can see. For that, we have to grow up still as devotees. So, we cannot order, we cannot tell, hey, Krishna, come, because Krishna will reveal only when he wants. So, not by mental speculation or perception. Right? Lord is addressed as Yogeshwara because we've seen that, right? So Prabhu, you can start reading. Hare Krishna. Or Mataji, whoever wants. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I Mataji?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. The blessed Lord said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Buddha, behold, now opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied divine forms multicolored like the sea. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So he's telling, behold my opulences, you want to see, right? And he's telling, behold. It's a second time he is telling, behold. Can you remember which chapter he told, behold?
First chapter, when he takes the
Chapter 2.
chariot and
Rahul, so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Yes, first chapter, first verse, that is the verse taught by Krishna where he says, behold your senses, behold your mind, Arjuna. Before even Arjuna starts lamenting, he tells very clearly, behold. So behold now, so he's now telling behold because he knows that some flop show is going to happen, though we have all gone for a movie. So all of you ready? Now we are in the theater and he's going to show hundreds of thousands. So he's giving again a theory line. He's saying you're going to be, behold, my opulence, hundreds and thousands of different forms, multicolored like sea, you're going to see. Right? So he's just giving this. Next one, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh, best of Bharata, see here the different manifestations of Aryas, Vasa and Rudras, Ashwini, Kumaras, and all other demigods. Behold many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Right? So this is why I told. So he says that many things which no one has ever seen or heard before. So why does he say never seen before or heard before? Is because whatever the others saw is all the trailer, teaser versions, right? Here, Arjuna only gets a complete version. And along with Arjuna, yes, Sanjaya sees. Along with Sanjaya, obviously Vyasa will see because Vyasa is Sanjaya's guru. And there are many demigods, celestial people, planets, all of them. So it means that Krishna not only blessed Arjuna with divine eyes, but everybody got the celestial vision to see this, right? And also Adityas, we also saw that we know that Bhishma is one of the Vasus, and he very clearly says among the Rudras, right? He is he represents Shankara, right? Which means Shiva. And among the, which is the next, it's covering Ashwini Kumaras are the twins, right? Who are the doctors. So other demigods also saw, right? But nobody prior to this has seen, only now they see. Hare Krishna Prabhu, 11.7.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Whatever you wish to see can be seen all at once in this body. This universal form can show you all that you now desire, as well as whatever you may desire in the future. Everything is here completely. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Vijay Prabhu, if you want to read, you can read the next sloka. Hare Krishna. If it's doubts, let's wait till the end, right? So that others don't get disturbed with the flow. So he says, whatever you wish to see can be seen all at once. You want to see? Have it. Why? Anything Arjuna asks, Krishna doesn't say no. Why? Is Krishna partial, bias? Why does he not say no to Arjuna at all?
Because Arjuna is basically his pure devotee and friend.
Absolutely. That is the point. It is.
And one more thing is, he always says that Priyamanaya Bhakshami. He is
Yes, and
dear to him.
Anusuyave does not envy. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, Mataji. So the specialty is Arjuna is always a devotee and a friend and thing. And what Krishna will give, even mukti. You want liberation also, he'll give you. But what he will not give is prema. You know why? Because in prema, he is sold. He gets sold. He literally becomes the servant. He is doing that now. He's become a charioteer. He also becomes a watchman. Right, so all this not to Arjuna, he becomes a watchman to Bali. So when he sees love, he very rarely gives love, because if he gives, I mean, he shares love, but he does not become, he doesn't, gift prema bhakti, because if he gives prema bhakti, he literally sold. So that means whatever the devotee asks, he does. So that is why he says that, okay, you want it, fine, go ahead, I'm going to give that. So everything in here, I'm going to show you completely, right? All sides, all angles, he's showing. Yes, Vijay Prabhu, you can read.
But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you the divine eyes by which you can behold my mystic opulence. Hare Krishna.
Right? So he's giving that special 3D cooling glass. No, this is MD cooling glass. So he's giving that for him to see. And Hare Krishna, 11.8. Mataji, you want to chant? Hare Krishna. Natu mam sakya se drishtam aneneva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyami yogam aishwaryam.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, yes, ma.
But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Bhagavad-Gita 11.8.
So all while till 10 you saw Shrunu, Shrunu, Shrunu. From here on you'll see Pashya, Pashya, Pashya. Pashya means see. Right? So he keeps telling from here on it's like see. So he's saying that I'm going to give you the Divya Chakshushu, eyes, okay, for seeing my Yogam Aishwarya. Right? So here he is bringing the concept of Aishwarya. So this is the opulence. That is why Aishwarya means opulence, right? So he's bringing all the opulences are going to be seen by you. So this is the special eyes for seeing the Aishwarya for his Vishnu Rupam. Please understand, Vishva Rupam is different from Vishnu Rupam, right? Vishnu Rupam is a four-handed form. Vishva Rupam is the multi-dimensional form, because in the text you will have different changes, and I also keep changing. So I just thought I will clarify that. So Lord Krishna responds by offering to show Krishna things. So let's start. So 11.5 he shows variegated forms. So he shows the vision of the various forms. No one has ever seen it or even heard it in the past. So it's specially given to Arjuna and to us through Arjuna in Bhagavad-Gita. So he's able to see the vision of all the universes. Imagine at one shot, we are in the theater. All universes at one shot you're able to see. All sides you are able to see, right? 360 degree view. And you can see all universes sun. One sun itself we are finished. You can see now multiple universes, multiple suns in various universes, multiple Brahma, multiple lokas, everything you see. So vision of the past, present and future, that also you can see all at one shot in one place. And needed divine vision, right? So lower level vision, according to Acharya. Why do they call it lower level? I just told you at the beginning. This divine vision ideally should be more powerful, but why is it called lower level vision? It's like a downgraded vision. Why do they say that? To see?
Because it is still material.
Superb. Thank you, Siddharth Prabhu. Yes, it is still material, because this is a material thing, right? So Vishwarupam is usually wanted by people who are very materialistic, right? Arjuna is already having a super special vision of seeing his two-handed form. So this is like a downgrade for him. Right. So that is the story. So with this, the two chapters, 2 sessions we are done. So we will move to the third session. So 11.9 to 11.31, we are going to see the various description. One is Sanjaya's description between 9 and 13, and then now Arjuna's description of Krishna's universal form. These are covered. And 14 to 19 is Krishna's universal form of opulence. What is the exact thing? And 20 to 31, Krishna's Kala Rupa form of time. So this is what he is saying, right? Time I am. So this is what he is explaining. So this one we will see. Hare Krishna. Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva tato rajan mahayogeshvaro harihi darshayamasha partaya paramam rupam aishwaram.
Mataji, can I?
Yes, yes.
Sanjaya said, O king, speaking thus the supreme. This is coming. Message. Supreme, thus the Supreme Lord, all the mystic power, personality of Godhead displayed is universal form to Arjuna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Right. So therefore, now Sanjay is telling, okay, now he's just explaining to Dhritarashtra, he's saying the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of God displayed his universal form. Now, what is very important is not only today we are talking about why should I believe in Krishna? We're talking about atheists. But even then, if you see, this universal form was seen by Duryodhana also, right? Right before him, they saw Krishna. Dhritarashtra also saw. Bhishma also saw, everybody. But look at the way Bhishma, Bhima, Yudhishthira, Arjuna and all saw. How did they take Krishna? They had so much of respect. They took him as God. Whereas you take other set of people like Duryodhana, a lot of Asuras, they never even accepted him as God, right? They would have told 100 names, but then they didn't accept. So that is why even now, even if Bhagavad-Gita is right there before the eye, right? these are the Asuric people where even though it is there, they don't even make an attempt to hear or open. Right? So this is not only in, many of them will tell, Hare, God was directly present. Whereas here in Kali Yuga, God is not present. Who told it's not present? Krishna is present. In Nam Sankirtan, he is present. In the name of Bhagavad-Gita, he is present. His voice is present. His Vani is there. His Vasu is there. But do we really focus? The point is we don't. That is the difference, right? Somebody want? Yeah, yes, Prabhu, you can read. Hare Krishna. 10.10.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Arjuna saw in this universal form unlimited mouths and unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine dazzling ornaments and arrayed in many depths. He was guarded gloriously, and there were many scents smeared over his body. All were magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So we are all in the theater. We are all watching this multi-dimensional view, okay, of Krishna. Tell me, anytime in the theater or anywhere you watch, do you also get the perfume? In the sense, if there is a flower, can you smell it?
Yeah,
Yes,
70 it is there.
5D effect.
That is when you abroad now, they brought in the concept of they're giving you the artificial flavor, but does it naturally come?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't come. These are artificial, right? So this is like the whole story where the women's hair, is it automatically perfumed, naturally perfumed, or is it because of the florals they use? There is one big story behind that. Like that, here they artificially give you that fragrance to give you that feel. So when there is a rainfall now in 5Ds and all in Singapore, I've noticed, I think they sprinkle water, right? To give us a feel that, okay, we are also getting wet. But the fact is, this is all artificially done. But here Arjuna is facing it. Imagine in the middle of the battlefield, there are no effects. But all these effects are coming to him. Right there in the chariot, he's sitting. And around him, he can see so many, right, Sahasra, thousands of eyes, thousand means, Sahasra means thousand, but thousands means many lakhs and millions of eyes, unlimited thing. And now Arjuna's mood changes from friend to wonder, right? He's wonderstruck. So there are 5 primary rasas. Can anyone tell which are the 5 primary rasas?
Vatsalya, Madhurya,
Sakya, Dasya,
Santara.
Correct.
Shanta.
Correct. Only 3 I heard. Sakya, Dasya,
Santarasa.
Madhurya,
Vatsalya,
Vatsalya. 5. Right? These are the 5 primary rasas, but there are also dash secondary rasas mentioned in dash. Please fill in the blanks.
Mentioned in Bhagavatam, but
Mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, but Bhagavatam is also right, but mainly Nectar of Devotion. But how many rasas?
7.
Perfect. Very nice. Hari Bol. I'm so impressed. Nandita, you're becoming a stalwart here. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Radhika ma'am, that wasn't me. That was some other Mataji who answered
okay.
7.
Smriti.
Oh, Smriti. Okay. Thank you so much, Smriti. So nice. I'm so happy that all of y'all are gearing up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So 11.12. Hare Krishna. Mataji, someone wanted to read. Please go ahead. Aman Sharma, perfect. All 5 rasas. Yeah, please go ahead.
If hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once into the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Hare Krishna.
So he says that if hundreds and thousands of sun rose up at the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Right? So he's telling, just imagine, they might, not sure, but one sun itself we can't see. Imagine hundreds and thousands of sun comes now. So imagine what will be the effulgence, the brightness. And that is why he wanted that divine eyesight, because otherwise he won't be able to see, them, right? Because it's so powerful. Seeing one sun itself, like our eyes keeps switching so many times, right? Here, Krishna is showing it's like equal to like multiple suns, right? Hundreds and thousands of sun, one time if they rise. That is the kind of brightness which is coming from this person. 11.13, Hare Krishna.
At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Hare Krishna.
So he's sitting in one place and multiple universes, thousands of universes, but in one place he's able to see. This is a picture which in fact, it's a painting by our devotees, right? Based on the description in Srimad Bhagavatam and all literatures, they have compiled and drawn this painting. Very beautiful, right? It is beautiful. It looks beautiful. At least this central Krishna looks very beautiful to me. Hare Krishna. So 11.14, Hare Krishna.
Then bewildered and
Hare Krishna Mataji, should I read the shloka?
There is no shloka here. When the shloka comes, you can read, sure.
Then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna began to pray with folded hands, offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord.
Now see this, Arjuna got goosebumps. Right? Arjuna got goosebumps because he's so stunned, right? Seeing multiple side. He's just started, literally, with goosebumps and all that. He's like literally praying senses, not knowing anything. So these are the rasas I told, and it's also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, which is a reference given here. The 5 are what you already told: Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, the Vatsalya Ras, and Madhurya Ras. And what we do not know is the 7 primary, secondary rasas, which is called Hasya, which is laughter, right? Wonder, which is that is what Arjuna is showing. Chivalry is Veera. Give me an example of chivalry displayed. Who related to Krishna in that rasa?
Bhishma Dev.
Yes, Nandita, thank you so much. Bhishma Dev.
Not me.
Not you. Hey, my God, your voice is identical, yaar. I'm getting confused every time. So this is again Shruti Mataji. Okay. Okay, okay, so far I was thinking, oh, Nandita, all the time, somebody answered, I thought it's you here. So I will take back the credits too. Kidding.
Thank you.
Karuna. Karuna is feeling really sad, right? That sympathy and anger. Next is Bibhatsa, that is disaster, and Bhaya, fearfulness. One example of Bhaya. Give me an example of Bhaya.
Something like dreams, nightmares.
To me, Prabhu.
Example of
something.
Sorry.
No, who? Give me an example of Bhaya. I'm not able to hear the names.
Something like devil.
Kamsa is a perfect example of Bhaya. Because in Bhaya only he did the whole thing, right? He's like literally scared. Hare Krishna. So that is the thing. Bhagavad-Gita 15 to 19, Arjuna now speaks. So far, Sanjaya was speaking. Now Arjuna starts speaking his realization of universal form. He saw the universal form. Let's see what he feels. Just have a clear look of this picture, and we are in the theater. All right. And we are having this complete view of, Krishna and Arjuna. And this is the view which he is seeing, right? All sides, all view. So that is the view. And what is Arjuna saying? Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead, or Mataji, please. 11.15.
Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and many sages and divine serpents." Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Sudha. Hare Krishna. So he's saying that, my dear Krishna, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods. He's able to see the demigods also and other entities. I see even Brahma. Can you spot? He's telling he can see Brahma also, he can see Shiva also, many sages and the 7 and these divine serpents. So he's able to see everyone in the in this Vishvarupa. So literally he is having a complete view of all. 11.16. Hare Krishna.
O Lord of the universe, I see in your universal body many, many forms, bellies, mouths, eyes, expanded without limit. There is no end, there is no beginning, and there is no middle to all this. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So he's saying that there's no beginning, no end. I don't know where to start, where to end. I told you it's a multi-dimension. So he does not know where it is, like all going in circles. Everywhere he can see, he turns this side also, that side also, up also, down also. Everywhere he's only seeing this, right? All sides he's seeing only this form. So imagine you're also seeing, imagine when you turn, right? I don't see anything except the universal form. Here there is face, there is teeth, there is eyes, so much brightness, right? 11.17.
Your form adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, which is fiery and immeasurable like the sun. Hare Krishna.
So much of brightness is there. So he's feeling, I'm really feeling very bizarre, right? Very glaring. So therefore, I'm barely able to see it. Right? In spite of what does he say? In spite of that, he's able to see. How? Because of the Divya Drishti. He still acknowledges. See, these are very indirect appreciation. He says, oh my God, it's very difficult for me to see, but still I'm able to see, right? It's all built into it. 11.18. Hare Krishna.
You are the supreme primal objective. You are the best in all the universes. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of religion, the eternal personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna. So he's telling, oh my God, he says, you are the supreme primal objective. He says, you're the best in the universe. You are inexhaustible, right? You're the oldest. We already saw Krishna is the oldest, but you don't see him with a white beard. You're the maintainer of religion, right? So paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthanataya. What does he mean? Sambhavam yuge yogi. So he's telling that religion, right? So dharma over there, he's talking about dharma means religion, right? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? Moksha is liberation. Dharma means religion. 11.9.
You are the origin without beginning, middle, or end. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are among you. Your great unlimited eyes. By your own radiance, you are heating this entire universe. Hare Krishna.
He's saying that this entire universe is not by external heater, but it is by your own radiance, right? That is why I always tell in Isha Upanishad, all devotees tell him, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pilikam mukam tatvam pushana pavrinyu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Please remove this Brahman effulgence because it's so bright. I want to see your face. This effulgence is blocking my view. That's exactly Krishna is feeling. So Arjuna's description of Kala Rupa, the form as time, is going to come now. And this is the most important part. So please do pay attention. And this, so far, it is opulences. Now, Kala Rupa will be more deadlier, right? And we will continue to watch. So this, just get into this mood. Like, this is like we are seeing one of the most scary horror movie, right? For a second. And in the horror movie, you hear the ghost, see the ghost. No problem. You're bold because you're very bold. But just see that when you turn, the horror movie picks and eats like a real-time experience one of your neighbors. How will you feel? How you will just think, oh my God, what happened? Yes or no? Just imagine right before your eyes, you see somebody absconding. That is the kind of feeler which is going to come now. So please set your mood there. And let's see. 11.20. Hare Krishna.
Although you are one, you are spread throughout the sky and planets and all space between. O great one, as I behold this terrible form, I see that all the planetary systems are perplexed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says that you're spread throughout the sky and the planets, right? All over, you're spread. It's not just here, right? So just to understand Vishvarupa of Krishna, I just want to tell you one example. When you look at the sky, can anyone tell where it started, where it will end, and which is the middle portion of the sky? Can
No,
anyone?
Mataji.
No, Mataji. We cannot.
Right? Yeah, so that's a classic example because sometimes we won't be able to relate. So I'm trying to give the closest material example in comparison. So sky, we don't know, right? We look at it, we don't know where it's so wide. Imagine a material manifestation created by Krishna. We are so confused because we are chutku, we are very small, right? We are Anu Atma. So for us to understand Vibhu is very difficult. Just like how an ant is finding it very difficult to understand us. 11.21. Hare Krishna.
It's not come up as yet, Mataji.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm reading from the book.
Is it?
Yeah, all the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. They are very much afraid, and with folded hands, they are singing the Vedic hymns. Hare Krishna.
Vijay Kumar Prabhu, are you holding the book by your side?
Yeah,
No,
I'm holding.
I'm holding.
Yeah.
I'm
So
holding.
nice. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. It's really nice. Hare Krishna. So all the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. What is happening here? So he's saying that very important verse. Please pay attention. All the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. They are very much afraid. With folded hands, they are singing the Vedic hymns. They are singing, but they are scared. Right? Can you see? They are scared. So they show here all demigods are also devotees of Krishna, but they are also scared. Why? Because the Vishvarupa is giving them that fear. 11.22.
O mighty armed one.
Yeah, all the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwavedas, the two Asvis, the Marutas, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So beautiful. He's highlighting a lot. Lord Shiva, he knows, right? He's Rudra in Shiva. Among the Rudras, he's Shiva. Among the Adityas and among the Vasus, he's very clearly told what he is. He's Vishnu. And each character he says is the best of all. And okay, and two Ashwins are the Ashwini Kumaras, and Marus is basically wind, right? So he's talking about the winds. And forefathers are the Pitra. And Gandharvas, we've already seen Narada was one of the Gandharvas in his birth. Narada's first birth is he's a Gandharva. And Yakshas, so Yakshas are also a type of Rakshasas, and Kubera is the head of the Yakshas, and Asuras and the perfected demigods behold you in wonder. So they're all seeing you in wonder. So that is what he is saying. Hare Krishna. So we'll see the next. Okay, now the closer view. 11.23.
Can I?
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I.
Very nice. I love the way you write. So am I. So can you see demigods are scared and Arjuna is trying to go in between. Normally we do that, right? So normally I think classic example is our children. They will tell, Mama, you know, I got 70 marks only, but you don't know, everybody got less than that. Very common. Yes or no? Not heard?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So the same tone Arjuna is using. Everybody are scared and slyly is slipping in. So am I. Right? I am also scared. Krishna is telling. No, is Arjuna covered?
No.
Timid? No means I.
No.
What is the
not
question?
at all.
Sorry,
No.
what is the question, Mataji?
Is Arjuna the timid? Is he a scary? Is he someone who gets scared quickly?
No.
No.
Is he confused actually?
He's a Parantapa.
He's a warrior.
He's a warrior. So imagine,
Yeah.
so remember, we have to note that point, right? So you know, Arjuna is a very bold, brave person, and in spite of that, on and off, we have been continuously, Arjuna has been like constantly, continuously, all the time, so bold, but even he gets scared. So you can imagine how scary that particular Rupa appears. Beautiful, but scary. That's why he's wondered. Wow, he's wonderstruck. At the same time, Bhaya is also dominating. 11.24. Hare Krishna.
Oh, all pervading Vishnu, I can no longer maintain my equilibrium. Seeing your radiant colors fill the skies and beholding your eyes and mouths, I am afraid.
Very clearly, from wonder, he is now revealing his fear. Very open, very honest admission, right? Oh, Vishnu, you know, I can't maintain my equilibrium. I'm losing my head. That's what he's saying, right? And it's so radiant, and I'm scared. You know, he's just very openly telling. 11.2627.
Can I, ma'am?
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mataji. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all our soldiers are rushing into your mouths, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. I see that some are being crushed between your teeth as well. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, this is the Kala Rupa. Kala is not a savior Rupa, it's a destruction Rupa. Kala is time, right? 20 years back, what you were and what you are today and what you're going to be after 20 years is not something which you can decide, right? It's going to be changing, and this keeps changing again and again and keeps changing so much, right? This is the Kala Rupa. So Kala is not something which you can control, because the past, present, future, all this anyway happens. So everybody celebrates birthday, happy birthday to you, which actually means what? Oh my God, 1 year is gone out of your life, right? That is what actually it means. So that is Kala, and that is something which you can't control. And all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all other soldiers are rushing into your mouths. Their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. So what is he saying? Everybody, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, they are getting into the mouth, and imagine he's biting, all blood coming. How does it look? So I told you, it's like a 3D movie, and just imagine if somebody is getting absconded, what happens?
Mataji, one thing is coming to my mind. One is 26th is the shloka and chapter is 11. So 26:11 was actually Kala.
Oh, acha. 26:11 is Kala. What does it mean, Prabhu?
Well, that's the one of the
Mumbai
major
attacks.
Mumbai attack.
Huh?
2008.
Mumbai attack.
26th of November.
Oh my God. I totally forgot. It was 26:11. Okay, I'm just relating to the verse. Hare Krishna. That was very nice thinking. So you will never forget this verse, 11.26. So now you can imagine, so Kala, so you can't control that. Now what he said, attack, all this is already pre-planned, right? It will happen. So anyway, this is going to happen. If it is not done by Arjuna, he will get it done by somebody else. It could be Yudhishthira, it could be Bhishma, it could be Bhima. I'm not getting into the names. Krishna will anyway do. It's decided, right? And just imagine crushing, blood coming. It's a horrible thing. And I just want to tell you that there was a court case, right, against Bhagavad-Gita in Russia. So Russian Council of Church actually said this. They took this verse and they were talking specific to this chapter. They were saying, no, we will not have Bhagavad-Gita. Have you seen God so gory, eating so much blood coming? And can you imagine these kind of things happening? And this cannot be supported. And that was their law point. So I just thought I'll share it with you all. Hare Krishna. 11.28.
Hare Krishna Mataji. As the rivers flow in the sea, so all these great warriors enter your blazing mouth and perish. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Reddy Garu. Be like that.
Yeah.
So as the rivers flow into the sea, all these grace warriors, please remember this will be a question if I'm setting the paper. What is a river flowing into the sea compared with? So the great warriors enter your basing mouth and perish. So he's telling all these warriors are getting, now there are going to be two examples which are going to come. One is a river flowing into the sea and another into the ocean, and another example which will come later is as the moths going to go to the fire. Are both same? Just the logic you all tell me.
No, it is not same. Moths going to the fire is totally destructed.
Thank
But
you.
rivers going to the ocean is part of the ocean.
Beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you so much. That was amazing. So what are we talking about is the example is all these warriors, all the favorable people, a lot of them will be like thing. Example, even Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's death is not that because he's going to be a part of the ocean. Whereas Duryodhana and all entering is very obvious, right? Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, all of them very clearly know they are like the moths going into the fire because it was so obvious. Now I will go back and I will tell you are we running out of time? Okay. So story time. So I'll put story in between. So what happened is immediately after everything was finalized and the war he declared, Maitreya Muni came. And he told Duryodhana, don't do this foolish work. You will not win. Forget it. Right? It's not going to work. Because why? Because I have powerful. He says, forget anything. Power giver. Krishna is there on the side. What more you need? He gets very angry. And as usual, you know, Duryodhana, no? His voice is full of curse. So he will curse. And Maitreya Muni gets so upset, so angry. And he says, he gives him a thing. He says that your thigh, which you think is the most powerful, will break. Right? He curses him. Now, Duryodhana is more powerful. Is he more powerful than Bhima? No. But he is more smarter than Bhima. Bhima is stronger in terms of power. But Duryodhana is more smarter in terms of intelligence. So he says, this will happen. Right? And also this is aligning. He didn't say that, but I'm just telling you. Aligning with what Bhima promised, right? Because he pulled Draupadi and told that you're going to sit on my lap. That time Bhima takes a vow that I'm going to break your thigh. So Dhritarashtra comes, apologizes. He says, you know, he'll pull back the curse. Well, he says, no problem. If you don't fight the war, the curse will not happen. It's not going to happen at all, right? That will be the benefit because I can't take back the curse. What I can do is if the war is not happening, this will be null and void. But if the war is happening, then this is what is going to happen. That means what I'm trying to tell is it was already predicted and it was already told in spite of the disfellowment. Like how very beautifully Prabhu told, yes, this is like the moth. So he went and poked his own eye. 11.29.
Mataji.
Yes.
I see all people rushing full speed in your mouth. Has mouth dashed to destruction in a blazing fire. Yes.
So you can say, this is the example which we already discussed. So we will move past it and you can go to the next one.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh Vishnu, I see you're devouring all people from all sides with your flame's mouth and covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are the manifest with terrible scorching rays. Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
He says, I see you're devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouth from all sides. Imagine this side, left side, right side, upside down, everything. You can see people from all sides with your flaming mouth, right? Covering all universe, not just our universe, multiple universe. It's terrible. And the rays is like scorching hot, right? It's like so effulgent. So he says, I'm seeing all that. 11.31 from
Yeah. Oh, lots of lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisance unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the prime lord. I want to know about you, for I don't know what your mission is. Hare Krishna Mataji.
very clearly he says, oh Lord of Lords, Jagat Prabhu, right? So fierce of the form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord, right? And I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. He's saying, like, I know you, but I don't know what's your mission. What is your purpose? So he's asking, Arjuna is so scared. He's in great fear. He was wonderstruck initially, but then he gets very scared. He asked two questions. Who are you? What is your mission? Right? And why Arjuna asked these two questions? Because Arjuna knew Krishna as his friend and supreme person, right? He knew him, he was a friend. But seeing this form, oh my God, he just couldn't. It happens to us, right? Many times we'll also come across our friend in school or college when we meet after many years. And if the person is very powerful or in a very big position, you ask, right? Who are you? Yeah? Come on. Because it happened. It's happened for me. So this is my MBA college mate, and we'd been to Dubai. And they said that you can't even enter the palace, right? The kingdom border. He said, no problem, come, let's go inside. And he just took us to the garden and all. After 2 minutes, I got scared. I said, who are you, yaar? What are you? What are you? That expression comes, right? How could you, enter, the border? Are you sure we are safe? Because, or are you trying to trespass? He said, no, you can't afford to trespass in Dubai because you will be behind bars, not like India. No, you can't bribe 20 rupees. He said, I've taken care. So immediately we say, Hari, who are you? What happens, right? Is there something in you which I don't know? Because I have seen you like just a normal classmate, but there is something which you can do, right? There's something more which I have not seen. That's a wonder, right? I'm sure all of you will come across the situation. All of you would have this kind of a yes or no. Why are you so silent? If you're very silent, I'll sleep off. Trust me, after I'm very sleepy today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we are all awake.
Correct.
We
Na?
are aware.
Yes, thank you so much. You are awake, but I'll sleep off. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you will sleep. Hare Krishna. Right? So section C onwards, okay, so we will see later, but I'll just do a summary. 11.32 to 11.34, Kalosmi Lokashaya Krim. Time I have become an instrument. So he says this. He says that I am time. So he's declaring. So the Kala Chakra is not the beautiful form. I mean, Krishna is always beautiful. When I'm saying beautiful, it means it is not the saving thing. It's the finishing thing. So it ends. Beauty ends. Everything ends. Problem also ends. But whatever you think, life ends. All Kala talks about annihilation. So this is only Kala which we are going to see from to next class, which is tomorrow. Right? So tomorrow we'll continue. Do you all have any doubts? You all can raise it. Before that, please click attendance because Nandita's Mataji's heart is beating so many times, counting number of responses. Very sweet.
I'm getting palpitations when people don't fill and submit their sadhana form and attendance form, Mataji, because I'm accountable and responsible for it. And
She's a very responsible spirit. She's a very, very responsible. I'll tell you why. Because when I was doing the admin, I would just tell, please put attendance. I'll be calm. I'll tell, ho sakta hai, okay, whoever wants to do. So I can really see a difference, right? She's putting so much of effort. So I would request each one of you all to honor that and please don't increase her BP because if she's not doing the admin work, I'll sleep off in the class for sure. So kindly please get her, fill your responses. And I also enjoy Nandita sends me these reviews. So that gives me so much of not only happiness, it gives me a lot of confidence. Okay, then I should continue this class. Anyway, I'm going to continue. That's different, but it gives me that little enthused.
It's a great, it's a sign of respect to all the volunteers, teachers, everybody, Mataji. It really helps all of us if people submit it. And I'm very grateful that most of them do it. They have a conscience and they do it. But my deepest thanks to all of you.
Yeah, I used to be very bad in marking attendance. I used to be very good in sadhana, but marking attendance I used to forget. So kindly don't be like me. I know how painful I've been for the admin. So I request you all, please don't set the wrong example and follow the path of our good admin Nandita and go ahead.
Ma'am, one doubt.
Yes, Prabhu, you can unmute. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, ma'am. Sometimes I feel like due to the like ISKCON music and feel like playing and singing like dancing like that.
No, I don't understand what you're
No,
saying, Prabhu.
I sometimes I feel like to avoid the stress and all the tensions. No, I feel like dancing the songs of ISKCON songs. Man.
You should, Prabhu, because dancing, in fact, I don't dance usually, but I'd been to Mayapur and there was this place called the Chaitanya Hall. Some power is there, no? Because they were talking that this is where they did the Sankirtan 24/7. I was listening, I was so tired, and automatically we were dancing. I want to highlight this particularly because I think typically in South, right, we are not used to dancing in the temple. And since you are from, I assume, right? In marriages, at least you all dance. We don't do that also much. So what happens is, what they say is when you dance before the deities, right? A lot of sins get burnt. And I remember Nandita telling in one of our casual classes that along with the sins, even your calories get burnt, right? Nandita, that was you, right?
Mataji, that was mentioned in that nectar of instruction or devotion. You remember we read it twice because I wanted
we
to
read
tell
it,
you
but
all
I don't remember reading calories getting burnt, but I remember sins getting burnt.
Ma'am, on that one last word, Mataji. Is anything like you can control?
Yes, you can dance, Prabhu. Even when you chant, even during Mangalarti, you can always dance. You can. It's in fact, a lot of the sins get burnt. It's written in the Shastras.
Oh, good. I'll try it next time. Ma'am, on that one, sometimes my mind gets disturbed and go to some negative attractions like good, bad, which is not good. From how to control that, man?
Prabhu, we are all conditioned life, Prabhu. So it's not only you. If you don't get distracted, only there's a problem with all of us because we're used to getting distracted. So the only way we can control is by doing the Shastras. By doing the Shastras, and the best is japa. You keep chanting. The chanting itself has a power because Hare Krishna Ma Mantra is person. It has life, right? It is living. It is not just beats and it is not just the words we say. When you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna is there. He's coming and sitting here, right? So see, of the people here, I'm just telling had about 70, if I remember, 70 plus, right? When we started. So what happened is the whole, out of the 70, few will be listening. In fact, many will be listening, but few will be experiencing, right? Few will be experienced. Currently, we are imagining whatever Krishna has told. But sooner or later, Prabhu, when you become a pure devotee, Krishna will reveal. You will be able to see the pastime of Krishna. You will be able to see. But for that, we need to do sadhana, which is chanting, which means that at this stage, we are supposed to get distracted because we are at sadhana stage. We have not perfected ourselves. So it's totally fine, Prabhu, to get distracted. All of us do get distracted. Today is my first anniversary of chanting. 18 rounds. So last year, this time.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So today I was thinking, okay, I should not get distracted, but even today I got distracted. So it always happens, Prabhu. Only thing the distraction reasons could be different, but we do get distracted. So don't worry about that. Continue chanting, and we will go ahead with that. Right? Hare Krishna.
And thank you, Mataji. Really excellent. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes, Siddharth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I have just one small doubt is in chapter 2, I think 7th. This was there. No. See, he said, "Na this Sishyasti ham sadimam tvam prapannam."
Oh, that is not 2.7.
That is, I don't remember that now. But sadimam tam sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. So that time he has accepted also, like as a shishya of Krishna.
Yes.
So I think that friend part, to some extent, I think he had that time also, kind of accepted to some extent.
No, he accepted, Prabhu, but there's a total difference between accepting someone as a advisor and accepting someone as a God. For example, there are many times, Siddharth Prabhu, even you would have gone to a friend and told, hey, I'm confused about this interview. Please advise me what I should do. Yes or no? We've all done that. Right?
Yes.
But you are making him take a decision for you. Fine, but you don't lose a relationship as a friend. So what you said is right. In 7, he surrenders completely. Karpanya dosho pratasva bhava prachami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. Right? So what is he saying is Karpanya dosha, some dosha has come upon me. Right? Krishna, please, I surrender unto you. Please tell me what I should do. Ishyam Swam Nichitam Bhuyi Tanme. Shishwat say Tam Shadi Mam Pram Tapa. You're right, you're talking about the last line. Okay. So Shishya says, please accept me as your devotee.
Disciple.
Yeah, disciple, sorry, not devotee. Disciple. So disciple very clearly accepts, but he doesn't lose his status of a friend. His tone changes, but the friend is existing.
Okay,
but underlying tone is he's accepting Krishna as the thing. But it doesn't mean that if someone comes and tells who's Krishna, he will not tell he's my guru and I'm his Shishya. He's going to tell he's my cousin, he's my friend. You get it, right? But now it's a total different shift. There he is giving him that position. Here he is understanding his position. You understand, no Prabhu? There he feels he is confused and he feels Krishna will be able to answer him better. So that's a role which he gives. Today he is in a different mood. He thinks, oh my God, you are God. Right? He realizes that. There he feels Krishna may be fit enough to be his guru. Here he feels, oh my God, Krishna is too good. That is why in the 10th chapter he says, oh my God, you know, Param Brahma, Parandama, you're supreme. But there he doesn't say that. You get that?
Right. There, that is, I think, a temporary, because of a perplexion. I mean, he said that, but here he's saying with full conviction.
No, there also he has confidence, but the difference is there it is his feeling. Sishya say, Hum Shadi Mam, I will become your Sishya. So he is telling, I will become. Here he feels that Krishna is God. That he didn't know. That he didn't realize in 2.7. He just felt he is deemed fit. Just imagine your friend, you are asking him advice for interview. He gives you the interview advice. Okay. Next day you are going for the job and you're opening the cabin and you see him as the boss. What will be your reaction? Oh my God, I just thought you're intelligent, so I asked you, but I didn't know you're the boss. Expression, hai? You will get that expression.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's the same feeling he gets because that's when he realizes. Yeah.
So here it's a kind of direct experiencing.
Exactly. Not direct. Now only he sees God form. From the 7th chapter only he starts understanding. Nah? Till then he is like, okay, you're intelligent. You're better than you take. I'm confused. You tell me what I should do. So even then, his position he lowers, but he doesn't realize Krishna is there. He thinks, okay, I will take his advice. Here, oh my God, you're God. My God, I'm seeing you. It's like that kind of an expression.
Right, Mataji. That time, even with being Shishya, also the state was still friendship. I mean, okay, I can be disciple, but disciple of a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't.
And here, I understand.
He doesn't give up his position.
Yes.
He won't also, no. Will you tell, okay, I'm taking advice from you, so I won't treat you as a friend, I'll teach you as you won't. Same thing.
Got it, Mataji.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes,
thank you.
Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, just a clarification I need. Mataji, I was faced by a question by some people like, what happens when during heart transplant, what happens to the soul?
Heart is an organ. Heart is
but we have studied in scriptures that soul is in the heart, right?
No, I understand what you're saying. So during a heart transplantation, soul does not leave and go. So the heart is where the soul is located. But when they move the heart, right? Very beautiful question. But before I tell you this, I just want to add one more point to it. Can I tell that so you know? So,
yes, Mataji.
There are many. We have this Acha Vigraha, right? So Krishna is in the form of Acha Vigraha.
Yeah.
Right. So it can be made of stone, it can be sand, it can be painting, it can be jewel, it can be metal. We've seen all this. So Acha Vigraha, wood also. So basically we have this form. Now Krishna is there, right? When they do anyone, the deity comes, right? So now there is a particular situation, many of them have this feeling. Many people, malls and all, they come and break the deity. Right? When they break the deity, do they break the deity or do they break only the wood? It is a material form, it is a material thing, but it becomes spiritualized. And now Krishna is sitting in that Acha Vigraha. That is why you feed him. That's why you dress him. Right? Otherwise, you're not 5-year-old, nor am I, 2-year-old to keep playing with dolls, right? We still play, but I'm just telling that with the involvement, boha and all. Maybe at 5 years, we will really tell that my doll has to eat. Today, we won't do that. But we do that with Krishna. Why? Because we see Krishna is there. But when they break for a materialist or for an atheist, they can break only the material. They cannot break Krishna.
Okay.
Right? Why I'm saying that? Yeah, Hare Krishna. So did I answer your question?
No, Mataji, but the question is, soul is covered by...
I'm telling that only. That is exactly the extension of the same question. The soul may live in the heart, but when they move the heart, obviously they don't carry the soul to the next heart. The soul still stays there in the body.
And what happens to the other person's soul?
No, the soul does not move to another person. The soul of in the heart cannot be transformed. It's a life. Which heart has the soul? There is life in that. Do you understand? Okay. Your doubt is if they move the heart into another person who's dead.
Yeah.
So that means the soul can move. No, the person who's dead, soul would have left. Only the body is there.
Okay.
Is that your question?
Understood, Mother.
Yeah. So wherever the soul goes, right from where? See, that is what happens with cloning also. Last time I had this very interesting topic on cloning. And invariably cloning is, after this I did a little bit of research from my sources, and I realized that it is not new. This test tube baby was already experienced, which we already spoke, right? The 100 sons and 1 daughter of Dhritarashtra was test tube baby because it was born like a clutter of 100 lives. So they put in each pot and they kept for a few days, and they did a lot of yagna, and the test tube babies came. Now I'm going to Dronacharya. Oh, how did Dronacharya, how was he born? His father, during his meditation, he got attracted and released semen, and that was kept in the in what you call bamboo stick. And from there only he and sister came out. So it is one form of cloning. You understand? Oh. The cloning concept is that, right? The DNA is taken, kept, and a small baby comes. That's exactly what it is. So we were not clear with the names. Like, what do you mean by transplantation of the heart or any part? Ganesha had that, Daksha head got transplanted. Just that same thing to be transplanted. Finger transplant means finger we need example. Doesn't matter. No? Hand transplant.
Yes. Understand.
Same
But
thing.
Mother, can you give me references from Bhagavad-Gita or Gita?
For what?
For this?
For the head transplantation, 4th chapter, Daksha, Canto 4.
No, ma'am, heart transplantation.
Heart transplantation is not to Srimad Bhagavatam. I am currently in the 9th canto. Until the 9th canto, I have not seen any heart transplantations. I can think of, but when I think of, I will tell you. Suddenly, it's not working in my. I'm not able to remember any transplantation, but I can tell. I can't tell heart transplantation, but Ajamila has one more case, no, where heart moved out half dead. No, he was because he died and they moved the heart out literally. So soul, then both of them fought and they put it back in the same body. Now you take it and put it in another body, it will be a heart transplant.
Okay.
The same body, logically, I'm telling you. It's not written in that way, but I'm just saying, if you think hard.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
But if I come across a heart transplantation, I will tell you, because suddenly I'm not honestly able to think of a story. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And some more questions here. Before that, yes, today's recording I will share, sure. Every day's recording we'll share. If someone in the family, like not in the blood relation, but in the family of the same surname died due to age, do we do worship or should we stop chanting for 10 days? Because in my village, we stopped worshipping God. And okay, two different things. Chanting is different from deity worship. Deity worship comes under the Panchaga Vidhi. So that is different. The 5 Vidhis are there. That is puja, whatever you say, right? Offering boha, we can stop that. But Bhagavad-Gita reading, chanting, you don't stop. Even if there is a dead body, you chant. Do you remember in olden days when people used to lift the body, they used to tell only Hare Krishna or Hare Rama used to be prayed. I think it's a common practice in North. So any North Indian here maybe can.
Yes.
Ram Nam Satya Mataji.
Yes, it is done.
Yeah. So that is what. And Andhra, I think they say Govinda. So each of them eventually different names, but the same purpose. So you will never stop chanting. Never. Okay. Until we are alive, we will never stop chanting. Even when there is a dead body, you can chant. You can chant anytime, any day, anywhere, even in the restroom. Right. So that's a fact. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji. When the dead body is there, it will help the dead person's soul to
yes. You're
to
showing
the
them
upper
direction.
world very smoothly, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Hare Krishna. And one more. Thanks a lot, Mataji, for another beautiful session and explanation. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sunil. Hare Krishna. Anu, Mataji, in cloning, is it same soul or new soul? It is not same soul. Soul cannot have 2 different bodies. Soul will have only one thing. It is 2 different souls. Even in twins, triplets, it's a multiple soul. It's 3 souls. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sunil Prabhu, that's a very huge story about Jagannath Prabhu, where they say that the heart of Krishna is kept. But the entire thing is spiritual. He never came with material, he went as it is, but nobody has seen it. They only have a feeling that anyone sees it is not alive after that. So it's always a secret in Jagannath temple. Hare Krishna. Is there any other doubts?
Yeah, Lakshmi Mataji, would you like to unmute and ask?
Sorry, I saw Lakshmi's message. I still can't focus. I think I addressed that answer.
How do we overcome material obstacles?
Mataji, you answered my question.
I did, right? I remember answering.
Thank you.
Material, yeah. So chanting is the only way where we can do. Please do not stop chanting for any reason. That's your biggest strength, right? So is there anything else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
I didn't know that you chant chapter 9 of Bhagavad-Gita and 11 in front of dead body. Amazing. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you so much.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes, dear.
Mataji, just like we are not supposed to see the heart of the Lord Jagannath while new Jagannath's place is kept, so why are we not allowed to enter the Vrindavan, that Nidhi one after night? Why is it that we are forbidden to enter the Nidhu one?
Enter which one, ma?
The Madhu one.
I don't know. I actually don't know the reason. I'm so sorry. I can check and tell you, but I don't know why they do not allow. But most of the places not allow. Most of the places they don't allow. Even Tirupati, they don't allow us. There are very few gods which they allow. Even, sorry, not Tirupati. Mayapur also, they don't allow us after 8:30.
Is there any specific reason, Mataji, that
because the spiritual reason I know of is gods also sleep. So you give them that sleeping time and you can't keep disturbing them. This is the reason which is quoted spiritually. Specific to a particular deity or a temple, I won't know if there is a, because it is also bound by their local norms. But overall night, just like how we sleep, no, will you go and barge into somebody's house at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, unless it's an emergency?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I would like to add something on this.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yes.
Actually, in Nidhivan, it is said that after the sunset, Krishna, along with other gopis, he comes and performs Ras Leela. And somebody who sees even towards the forest, that person becomes blind. So people keep their doors and windows shut after sunset.
This is what I've also heard, but I didn't want to quote it because it's more as word of mouth. What they say is, yeah, in the evening, they even, whatever is facing the forest, they close. Whatever reason she told. This is what is said. But I can't vocalize it because that's a belief. That's a belief over there and they follow that. And all the windows also they close and they don't do because of the Ras Leela. But I don't remember it being quoted in any Shastras. It is a belief over there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
You don't have to see fasting. You can continue your fasting anytime. The only thing is when your health is not good, right? Don't do fasting. So generally, people who are suffering from diabetes, BP, or even COVID, because COVID talks about a lot of medicines like antiviral, antibiotic, which will need a certain type of food. So if you're going to be fasting, please don't do that. Or at least get into fruits and those kind of, don't do a complete blank fasting because you can't have antibiotic in an empty stomach. Instead, you can chant more. So even during periods, you can fast, provided your body supports it. Otherwise, you can have other forms like fruits, juices, paneer, all that you can cook and eat. So any other doubts? Thank you so much, Nandita. Welcome, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Even I enjoyed.
Mataji, I had raised my hand.
Sorry, ma, I didn't see. Please go.
I'm Mangala Bhatt.
Yeah, please. Okay, yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. I have an observation to make, Mataji, and a question to ask. Very quick, I'll be.
Please go ahead.
Okay. You said Dharma samasthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, something like that. To establish religion, you said.
Correct.
Okay. You said the meaning of religion is dharma. So Krishna comes to establish religion, but the meaning of dharma exactly is not merely religion, Mataji. It's when the British and other people came, they translated it like that. Of course, the meaning of religion is also dharma, but it is not the only meaning.
Okay.
The dharma exactly means right conduct, Mataji. So Krishna comes to establish right conduct.
Mataji, the meaning of dharma, I think you missed one class. I told there are 5 types of dharma. I think you missed that class. So, so I already told Paro dharma is the spiritual dharma, right? Dharma. There are also 2 more dharmas which are discussed in chapter 2.
Maybe I missed it, Mataji.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so that is why. So no problem, because each and every time, no, if I take the entire class of dharma, then I will be spending time only on that. In that context, what I meant in one line is religion replaces dharma, which is why whenever I have time or when there is lesser, today is a very lengthy chapter, so I can't explain so much. Like suppose I tell what is para? Para is superior energy. I'm just giving an example, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tomorrow you may come and tell, Mataji, you're telling para is superior energy, but you also told me living entity. Yes, it is. But in that context, when I'm talking about the spiritual world, I will only refer para or superior energy with respect to the context. You are getting my point, right? Like,
yeah, I'm getting.
I just told Mahavishnu is cosmic manifestation. I stopped there. But 2 classes before, I explained about the 2 levels of the Chatur shloka. Why is whatever you shared is perfect, but every time in the context, what it means alone, I want to pick. If I start explaining, then every time I talk about karma, I have to do various types of karma, and then
I understand,
right? So I just want to directly pick. So in that, what it means is what. But thank you so much for sharing. But I'm just saying that whatever is to the context, I take. Like for example, akarma is the best. I'm going to tell, and I'm going to end. Now the debate of what is there, we've already finished. In the 5th,
I did not say karma, Mataji. I
am telling. I'm just giving an example. But that's going to come up. I am taking this because 11.55, we are going to talk about karma. Karma krit, it will come. Mat karma krit. So I'm giving a prompt for that. But so wherever the chapter is very long, I will just stick to the point. Wherever the chapter is short, I give detailed explanations of the various other dharmas and karmas are there. But thank you so much for sharing. Please go with your question.
Yeah, another question is, Mataji, where is the seat of the soul? Is it in heart, you said?
Heart. The soul is heart, but also if you remove the heart, right? See, the concept of understanding subtle energy and the gross energy is very different. That is what I'll say. Heart, if you take it out, it becomes material. It becomes gross, right? But when it's inside, it is subtle. So the energy part of it is subtle. So if you ask me, does demigods have a form? Yes, they do. But do they have the form like us? No. They have a human. Does Krishna have a form? Yes. Is it human-like form? Yes. But is he a person? Yes. But is he material? No. Do you understand? The same way is what I'm telling. Heart is material thing only. Blood, whatever it is. Blood.
I understand, Mataji.
Energy is what is it? Yes.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you. No. But they say that the seat of soul is between the eyebrows, between the Ajna Chakra, and it is connected with our consciousness, Mataji.
Okay.
Because
they say
when a person dies, a light goes out of his body. So soul means a sort of light. Okay, Mataji, that's what I have heard. I have heard.
1 second, Mataji. They means who? I want to know that. Second is there any reference? Because
I have read, I have attended so many classes.
Please share.
All the
share the reference,
etc. Okay, Mataji.
Please share the reference, because why I'm saying is many times, and not about you, because what we are following clearly is the highest, right? Which is the Bhagavad-Gita. That is the Veda, which is the highest. That is why we say Vedanta. It's the end of Veda. End, right? So that's a thing. But please do share, because there are experiences which people do have doubts when they take references, cross references, because many questions are not answered. They do get addressed in a different way. Example, Buddha. Buddha also came and told Vedas don't believe. And people say, why Buddha? Many Vaishyas in one of my, in the youth class, the level 1, they asked, Mataji, you know, some Vaishyas created that Buddha is Vishnu. No, this is the perception they carry. What I've heard. Vaishnavites, not Vaishyas, sorry, Vaishnavites did not create Buddha as God. Buddha has always been God, right? They did not create Buddha as God. Buddha was always there. But the fact is, this is what people we perceive. So what I'm saying, why I'm asking references, two things. One is when you have reference, we will know what everybody is talking about, because many times we hear carries a totally different perception. Like Karna, many of us feel that Karna is a superhero. Some even feel Karna is a better hero than Arjuna, not because of any feeling. It is because of our contact with, it could be movie, it could be word of mouth, it could be this. And I personally have heard a lot of different stories. I have heard that Arjuna, many of them have told when I was small, I've heard people say Arjuna is a flirt, he's a womanizer. I don't know where it is written and I have no idea who brought in. So for a very long time, I had that perception. Now, am I responsible for my perception? Yes. But if I get a chance to correct, will I correct? Yes, that's what I've done. Right. So
yeah, yes, Mataji. But to tell my own experience, that soul or consciousness or light, you know, I want to equate them in a way, because few years before, I mean, almost 40 years before, when I was going to have my cesarean, my baby, cesarean section baby, in those days, all these anesthetics were not so much developed. That gynecologist just held some sort of ether to my nose. And before losing consciousness, Mataji, I thought a light was whirling, whirling, whirling just on the top of my head. And suddenly that spot of light fell down. I lost consciousness. So when I don't know how I regained my consciousness. So that day onwards, I thought consciousness and soul and light are equated. This is my own experience.
I understand.
Yes.
We have our own experience, like the way I had my experience, right? So my experience was about Arjuna, where I heard very different notions, right? So our experience is, pratyaksha praman, right? What we see, we believe, or what we experience, we believe, like hypothesis, like what we both are sharing, but may or may not be right. What you're saying is true to an extent with respect to siddhis, because they know to carry the life energy, the pranaya. I think Siddharth had typed somewhere, I remember seeing about Ashtanga Yoga, Yogasana, some topic. So that time, the life energy, they take it above and there is a soft part here and they make it come out of that.
Yeah, that is Brahmarandra, Mataji.
Thank you. So through that, then they go to the heavenly planets. But if it comes through the anus or the genitals, which are the lower part, then they and there are many people who come and tell me.
Yes, Mataji.
I have seen my mother, from the eyes. It is not possible to see because it's very small. And eyes, first of all, I will tell you, if the letters are very small itself, we can't read. So what I'm telling you is, this is what I keep telling. There's a difference between imagination and revelation, right? So talking, what we are seeing is very different from what we are experiencing. And that is very different from what is reality.
Yeah, Mataji.
Because many times, I think all of us will agree one thing. When the cow dung was considered to be auspicious, when we are small, honestly tell me, what did you react? Chi, yes or no? Because I said chi. I told who told, and my cousin on top of it came and told, what cow dung is auspicious, then my dung also is auspicious.
No, Mataji. I come from a village background where people used to take up cow dung and used to clean the home. So I never said.
So you didn't say, because you're seeing and you have experienced, right?
Yes, yes.
We neither saw, we neither experienced, so we heard.
Yes.
And we felt yuck. I'm just saying, I'm not telling that, we are from a different part of the world, but our part of the world never encouraged that when we were small. So these are things which are not very healthy. So what I'm saying is, therefore, when we know today, and all these people in US made fun, and today they have taken the patent for cow dung, right?
Yeah.
All this, and I'm pulling the strings, is because, Mataji, what we have seen, what we've heard, what we experienced could be very different in our own perception. So
I know, Mataji. People in some part of the country, they just deride. Gai ka pishab peete hain. Okay, Mataji, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Time
because I am able to understand, but I can't relate too much of that, because that's something which you have experienced. But what part of what you've experienced, I won't be able to tell, because when consciousness is different from conscious, right? So what happens when you get an anesthesia, and I come from
Mataji.
my dad's all
Consciousness is different from conscience.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you mean.
What happens is when we lose, when to a general anesthesia, right? When we lose the thing, right? When we think all the time, that's totally different from what we what they're talking about here. So consciousness itself is a symptom of a soul.
In people say, even medical field says that if a person has heart attack, he can be saved. But if his brain dies, then he's really dead. So ultimate death happens due to brain.
Mataji,
not because of heart. Heart attack may be there, cardiac arrest may be there, but cardiac arrest, heart failure is followed by the brain death, Mataji.
Mataji, we can constantly go on this topic, because there's also a topic where somebody who has the gray matter, which is almost equal to 0, is still alive. I had a PPT. If I find that, I'll share it in the
Yes, Mataji, it's never-ending discussion. Anyway, thank you very much
so much
for enlightening me. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Dr. Lakshmi, excellence. Mataji, can you give me reference to the existence of the soul? You can, Bhagavatam first canto, you know, your 10th chapter, Parikshit. There you have existence of the soul, where he saw Vishnu. And, you know, we also have it in the second chapter. Second chapter talks about existence of the soul, right? So, second chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. Please read that fully. You will know the reference of existence of soul.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Chitra Ramaswamy, thanks Radhika Mataji for a very interactive and knowledge-filled session today. Thank you so much, Chitra Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shri Latha Mataji, wonderful session, learning many things of Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. One thing I want to tell you is I'm also having a material brain. So I can also think and imagine only to the extent you all can, and so can you. Because trying to put Krishna in our head is very difficult. It's a story of the cobbler, which she shared one day, right? And can you logically think, how can you put an elephant inside the eye of the needle? It does not make any logic, right? So Krishna is beyond logic. So if we start analyzing logically, we can win the argument, but we will fail our bhakti. The reason is because we can't, our mind is very small. Material mind is very, very small. So that is something we have to accept. So I just thought with that note, we will continue our time, Kala, tomorrow. Right? Hare Krishna devotees. Vancha kalpa darubhyasya kripa.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Pitana pavani vyo vaishnava vyo namo namaha. Hope all questions are answered and we'll end the session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Rama. Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, all of you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much for a wonderful session.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.